Madeline from Machine Slings, and this is my review of the Mini Monkey Baby Carrier. Not to be confused with the Mini Monkey Mini Carrier, which is teeny tiny and great for super speedy, quick carries. This is a full buckle, super supportive, yet incredibly lightweight carrier. And it is brand new to me, so let's unpack it and explore it together. So, first thing I love about this carrier is really minimal packaging. We have just this sleeve, and this also includes, I don't know if you can see, the instruction manual. So nothing is wasted. And then if I unclip the clip on the bag is actually the clip that we then use for back carries, or if you're using this carrier in the rucksack configuration. And the strap can detach so that it doesn't confuse you when it's not in use, and then attach to the bag so you don't lose it, which I love because as a sling librarian I lose loads of straps. And you can see it folds down, packs down really small, and the bag keeps it super neat. So great for travel, as it keeps it really neat and tidy. And then as we unpack this carrier, you can see the waistband. We can see the whole carrier is just really lightweight. It's made from this beautifully soft, cool mesh. Actually the same material that the Mini Sling is made from. Super lightweight and super cool, and yet this carrier is actually really supportive, deceptively so, which is meaning it's one of my newest top picks for summer. So if we start at the waistband, you can see the waistband is really flexible and soft, and it's sort of segmented. So we've got sections of slightly firmer, thicker padding, and then sections of sort of more mid-weight padding. And while that looks a bit odd when you put it on, it feels incredibly comfortable, and it means you sort of have the thicker bits where you want them to be in terms of where it's right under where baby's legs are. So you've got that support where your body needs it, but everywhere else it's quite light and soft. And so as a result, as I tighten this up, you can see I get a really fantastic fit, and it's really sturdy whilst not being at all bulky. Being quite slimline, not being at all bulky on me, and just really comfortable. It also adjusts, and it adjusts in an incredibly easy, non-fuss way. It literally just squashes, and then you can sort of see that actually holds in position through friction on your body, and you can just pull it out as much as you need for the size of your baby. And it's sized so that it will fit all the way down to a teeny tiny newborn, and then will grow through to about 15 to maybe 18 months. It's weight tested to about 15 kilos, but I think in terms of sizing for most babies, it's going to be 15 to 18 months. So if I start with my newborn doll, and I just get them comfortable on me, and you can see how small this squashes down, so it's easy if baby falls scrunched up to sort of squidge it past their legs and then spread it over their bottom and take it out just as far as they need it and no more. And then we can also adjust the panel size for them with these velcros here. So normally I would do this without holding my baby, but these velcros open up, and I can adjust this to get it as small as possible for a smaller baby, but likewise I can open it up and make it much taller for baby as they grow. So if I try and make this nice and small for a small baby, it's easier if you're doing it on a surface or a table to actually get them equal on both sides. And then we're aiming to adjust this so that this sits in the back of baby's neck and no higher, and you can see just how small this goes on my little doll. And I could get this even a little bit smaller if I needed to. So now if I follow it up to the shoulder straps, you can see the shoulder straps again are very softly, lightly padded. And then they also flare, so if you like the feeling of that spread, we have some spread. And then the strap adjusts from both ends, which is really nice. That gives you a bit of length at this end to loosen and tighten as needed, but the main tightening can be through the back, which then is an incredibly easy motion to make. And these straps will do up in two ways. We can crisscross them or run them in the rucksack or H shape. So I'm going to bring it crossed at the moment, as I haven't got the accessory strap attached at the moment for the H shape, but if you prefer that, you just attach the straps and then you're ready to go. And then I've got two options in how to do this up. I can do this up into the panel, like so, or I can do it onto the waistband. And for a newborn, where I don't want to put so much pressure on their back and straighten them up, we can use the waistband. This is also really great if you're someone who's finding that these straps cut in across your boobs and are putting pressure on you. By putting it into the waistband, you don't get any of that pressure. And I have quite a few clients for whom they're really struggling to get buckle carriers to fit, because most do up here. This gives them a great option. And then to tighten the strap, I'm just going to find it behind me and pull it nice and snug. And then let's do the same on the other side. Let's check I've got some space. Same on the other side. And you'll notice as I did this up that the clip, instead of being a regular buckle, is actually a magnet. So you can see, if I show you on this buckle, it literally just zones itself in and does up. Really simple, so it's really easy to get these done up. I am someone who always found doing up in the waistband really difficult, because I find it hard to do stuff here because I have rubbish mobility, but the magnet makes it so much easier because it just zooms in, and then I can find the strap behind me and pull this nice and snug, and then make any adjustments. I have not got my baby completely in the middle. Make any adjustments to make sure my baby is comfortable. There we go, and if I'm not using these, I can just tuck them out of the way. There we go. Super comfy and super, super easy. And not only super easy, also future-proof. I don't know if you've seen, there are some Velcros here, and you're probably wondering, what are they doing? She hasn't mentioned them at all. Well, right now, they are doing absolutely nothing. But they are there so that if my family grew and I wanted to turn this into a tandem carrier, so that I could wear one baby on my back using this carrier, and then one baby on my front using the other part of a tandem carrier, I can buy the accessory of the tandem carrier and through attachments attach it here. So these Velcros will then later allow me to convert this into a tandem carrier if I so wish, which I think is actually completely brilliant. And it's lovely to have that future-proofing option. So how long will this carrier last? Well, so it works from teeny tiny newborn, like this, and then as we've seen, it will grow in width and it will grow in height, and so we'll generally go from newborn to 15 months. And then what will it do? So it does an inwards carry like this. It will do a hip carry. It will do a hip carry, which you can easily swizzle it over, and it will do a back carry, again using the strap from the bag. You will attach it and then you can get a back carry. It doesn't do an outwards facing carry, and I know this is going to put some people off. It doesn't do an outwards facing carry, and actually very few extremely lightweight carriers do, because outwards facing is very heavy and you just usually need quite a lot of bulk to counteract the weight of baby pulling forwards in the carrier. However, what is really nice about this carrier is that adjustable back. Because I can adjust the back, I can, even with an older baby, keep the back quite short and have my baby's arms up and over. And in my experience, most babies where parents say they like to outwards face or they prefer to outward face, actually if you free their arms while inwards facing, they are just as happy, if not more so. Usually the desire to outwards face is more about the fact that you trapped their arms in and they felt trapped and they couldn't lean out and look, than anything else. So whilst outwards facing isn't an option, one of the really nice things is that it's super easy to get baby's arms up and over the carrier in this position, and likewise it is super easy to convert this into a hip carry where they have a fantastic view too. So I would argue it's not necessarily needed, just so you're aware. All in all, this is a fabulous option for hot climates, for people who run warm, for the summer, but also year round. It is super comfortable. I would be happy to wear this carrier any day of the year. If you have any questions at all about it, please ask me. Please pop them in the comments below. I both hire this carrier and retail it. So if you wanted to borrow it for an upcoming holiday, I can do that. And if you wanted to try it before you bought, or wanted to just directly purchase it through me, please get in touch and let me know. All the best. Bye.